In the cold void of the Shattered Expanse, the remnants of broken worlds drifted like forgotten memories. Shards of ancient planets, scorched and shattered, hung in eternal stillness, casting long shadows across the stars. The Expanse was once a thriving galactic crossroads, where empires met, traded, and forged alliances. Now, it was a graveyard, silent, save for the distant hum of warships and the faint whispers of lost civilizations. The Galactic Dominion, a vast empire that once spanned hundreds of star systems, teetered on the brink of collapse. For centuries, it ruled with an iron fist, absorbing weaker civilizations and crushing rebellion with unmatched military might. Yet even empires forged in blood and steel are not immune to ruin. The Dominion's endless wars had drained its strength, spreading its fleets thin and leaving core worlds vulnerable. Its enemies, sensing weakness, circled like wolves. At the heart of this chaos was humanity. Humans were a late addition to the galactic stage, discovered barely 2 centuries ago on the distant world of Earth. To the Dominion, they were insignificant, primitive, chaotic, and fractured. Yet their resilience was undeniable. Where other species bent under Dominion rule, humanity resisted. They adapted, learned, and fought back with a ferocity that unsettled even seasoned warlords. The First War was brief, but brutal. The Dominion underestimated Earth, expecting a swift conquest. Instead, their invasion fleet was met with relentless guerrilla warfare and unconventional tactics. Dominion soldiers spoke in hushed tones about the human ability to endure, to survive in the most hostile environments, and to fight with a terrifying, almost instinctual brutality. Stories spread of human soldiers fighting through injury and exhaustion, refusing to surrender even when hopelessly outnumbered. But the Dominion did not learn. In the years that followed, they tightened their grip, enforcing harsher measures. They executed human leaders, obliterated rebellious colonies, and scorched entire regions of Earth. One execution in particular, a decorated human general who led a near-successful counteroffensive, was broadcast across the stars as a warning. The message was clear: defiance would be met with annihilation. Yet this act ignited a fire they could not extinguish. Humanity did not crumble. They transformed. No longer fragmented, they unified under a singular purpose: survival through total war. Their fractured nations became one, forming the Terran Union. Their industries, once devoted to growth and prosperity, now churned out weapons and war machines in staggering numbers. Their scientists abandoned peaceful pursuits in favor of devastating technologies. War became humanity's very nature. And so began the war without end. Terran war fleets, black and angular like predators, swept through the stars. They didn't fight like the Dominion. They fought to exterminate, to erase the very concept of their enemy. Human commanders targeted supply lines, communication hubs, and agricultural worlds, starving the Dominion's forces. Entire planets were rendered uninhabitable through atmospheric disruption bombs, devices that turned air into poison and soil into ash. Where the Dominion waged war with honor, humanity fought with cold precision. But it wasn't just weapons. Humanity weaponized fear. Infiltration units known as ghost teams slipped behind enemy lines, sowing terror and confusion. They dismantled Dominion outposts without a sound, leaving only bloodied walls and messages scrawled in languages the Dominion barely understood. Rumors spread among Dominion ranks of the boogeymen, faceless human soldiers who could not be seen, could not be heard, but whose presence meant certain death. High-ranking Dominion officials vanished without a trace. Civilian centers collapsed into panic as sabotage crippled life support systems. The Dominion's core worlds, once thought untouchable, came under siege. One by one, their proud spires and glittering cities fell, swallowed by the relentless advance of human forces. Even the capital, Philos, known for its impossibly tall towers and alien energy fields, trembled as human war engines breached its outer defenses. The sky above Philos burned crimson, streaked with the contrails of descending dropships. The Dominion's elites, who had once watched wars unfold from a safe distance, now cowered beneath the same bombs they once rained on others. Yet the Dominion still clung to fragments of its power. Its fleets, though battered, remained formidable. Its warlords, now desperate, forged alliances with ancient and dangerous powers, awakening things best left buried. Bioengineered monstrosities and planet-killer weapons were unleashed, turning battlefields into nightmarish wastelands. Entire human colonies were consumed in retaliatory strikes. But humanity did not flinch. For every world lost, 10 more human warships emerged from the dark. The war spiraled beyond control. Alliances crumbled. Neutral species fled into deep space, abandoning their worlds to the flames. The galactic trade routes, once bustling with commerce, became lifeless corridors of drifting wreckage. The expanse fractured further as ancient superweapons tore holes in space, creating rifts that swallowed entire fleets. Stars were extinguished, and planets cracked open like eggs. And yet, neither side relented. The Dominion, driven by pride and fear of annihilation, refused to yield. Humanity, driven by rage and the need for vengeance, pressed on. Peace became an impossible concept, lost to the blood and ruin of countless battles. Each victory for one side brought devastation to the other, but no end in sight. In the silent corners of the expanse, survivors whispered of a war that would outlast stars, a conflict so consuming that even time itself seemed to fracture. They spoke of a galaxy where war was no longer a means to an end, but the end itself. In the end, neither the Dominion nor humanity remembered how it began. They only knew how to fight. And so, the war without end raged on, burning through the stars, consuming everything in its path. In the Shattered Expanse, there was no victor, only war.